You are now listening to the Full Sport Press podcast, featuring hosts J-Hove, Jeff, and Weezy. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back, and some of you for the first time, to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am J-Hove.
It's your boy, Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What up?
Cameraman, how are you, my brother? Thumbs up. One thumb, for sure. How's everybody's week, man?
Good week.
Good week. Most definitely. Camera's always on, Jeff.
Always, brother.
Better damn know it. Let's kick it off, man. Episode 280. We are discussing the dynamic NBA duos that didn't quite work. It's a Jeff production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Teamwork.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
Better damn know it.
Better than believe it.
Let's kick it off. Best of the week, Weezy. What you got?
This week for me was James Harden and Russell Westbrook, man. A little pro-am in Houston.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, Jeff.
What do you think?
It look good. I mean, they always, in settings like that, free-flowing basketball, they going to look good.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that. Just keep going. Yeah.
But you remember last year, I think it was Chris Paul and him was outside playing too. Same thing.
They played, Russ and him played in the Drew last year, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they, again, in that type of setting, it's
they
just,
look
all right, you do it, I do it this time.
Yeah.
They got that.
And that's what they're going to try to do in the NBA and the NBA 7 seed playing around. What's your best of the week, Jeff?
Best of the week is Smackville. WWE will be in Nashville next weekend, and it's actually going to be a live, not necessarily a pay-per-view, but it's going to be an actual recorded show in Nashville next Saturday. So it's going to be pretty cool on live on the WWE Network.
Nice.
Shout out to Cal.
You going?
Me and Cal talking about it. Yeah,
For sure.
I don't know yet.
Most definitely. My best of the week is Eddie Murphy, man. Was rumored to be doing a stand-up on Netflix. He hasn't dropped a comedy special since, 87 with Raw?
Yeah.
I think that might have been 87, 88.
Was Delirious?
Delirious was like
first.
82.
That was first. Okay,
Yeah,
Raw was
for sure.
Yeah.
So listen though. They're saying,
They talk about that check.
talking about giving him $70 million. Shoot. Now I see why Netflix is broke.
That exclusive content is crazy.
Man, shout out to Eddie. I want to see one more big comedy special before he formally retires and find a way to put Arsenio in this. Somehow, some way. We need Arsenio.
He got to host it. Arsenio got to bring him out.
He has to. Yeah, most definitely. Worst of the week, Weez, what you got?
What's week, man? The people's going around signing this petition by Area 51.
It's kind of funny though.
Yeah, to leave that shit alone.
Yeah.
Find yourself by yourself.
Man,
Just slow slinging flower brain.
quick. As soon as they step foot out there,
They already said.
They go open fire.
Listen,
come out here playing.
come out here playing.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
300,000 people signed that. Like 300,000 idiots in the world.
I'm pretty sure it's more than that.
That's
That
crazy.
would, yeah.
It's like 100 miles before you even get to the actual site.
Right.
You know what you got? Man.
I ain't gonna lie. When y'all get there, let me know what's in there though.
They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. Nowhere
There's
close.
something in there we ain't supposed to see.
Exactly.
I was always told.
Yeah. You go looking for it.
You gonna find it. Well, that's some Southside talk if I ain't never heard of myself. What's your worst of the week, Jeff?
The Memphis Grizzlies concept jerseys.
You didn't like those?
Well, I like them.
Okay.
But the fact that we probably won't see them,
That's sad.
that's sad to me. I actually would like to see them play in those jerseys.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, there's a Bill Street inspired.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. So I'm mad I saw that.
Yeah.
Because now I want to see them
They
play in
want to
those
see them
jerseys.
playing. Yeah. They said that I think they're going to play in the Vancouver Grizzlies style jerseys for sure.
Okay.
That's on for sure.
Okay.
But the Concept City jersey is still in the air. That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
My worst of the week. Kentucky Fried Chicken is back at it again.
Oh,
man.
no.
They are launching a bucket hat
No, man.
that doubles as a chicken bucket. Yeah. So have you ever looked at an empty grease-saturated bucket of KFC fried chicken and thought, damn, I wish I could wear that? So here's your chance. You can buy a hat that also doubles for a chicken bucket for $30. KFC, I know they're high there because they had the hot Cheeto
chicken sandwich. Yeah.
Remember the double
Everybody
down?
tried that? When Double Down was trash.
No,
Yeah.
no, I've never tried.
Yeah.
They had chicken and waffles for a while.
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Woo. Can you imagine being like, I'm gonna go to KFC to get the chicken and waffles?
Nah, man, you got a little better than
man.
I like the combination of chicken and waffles. I'm not getting it from KFC.
Not from KFC. Yeah. Hell no.
I just wish I could be in their marketing meeting, like to see some of them ideas that come by. Like, if what did you pass on if you accepted chicken bucket hat?
Chicken. So you take it off and you just put the chicken in there.
Let's move on, man. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. And after you do that, check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lou and producer M Extra on the boards each and every Wednesday. This week's episode is The Crit Is Here, album review episode. I check that Crit out.
Checked out the actual show. I listened to 2 or 3 songs on the Crit. Not a big fan of Big Crit.
I do it.
I think he lost me after
the first studio album. Maybe.
Yeah. He had a couple of one-offs in between that. I just can't hear Coming Down Off a Slab in 2019. And he's still coming down off a slab.
He's still coming down off a slab.
Yeah.
They referenced you in the show about that.
Listen, I do not want to hear anybody coming down. That should have died with Pimp C.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Coming Down Off the Slab died with Soldier I Thought I Told You.
Yeah, or that. Shout out to the guys. Fresh with Dummies, me and my dog Animal Brown is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. You can catch our latest issue number 49 is up right now, directly for the culture. Follow the show IG page at Fresh for Dummies and simply search Fresh for Dummies on all of your social media handles. Wear your kicks and cop responsibly. Peep the scene this week on Fresh for Dummies. Some announcements coming soon, so stay tuned for sure. Okay.
And you can read up on your favorite FSP co-hosts. All right, new announcements. Purchase your FSP merchandise and catch up on past episodes from the shows we just mentioned and much, much more. How you do that, you ask, Weezy? Just search www.realvillemedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real.
RMG, most definitely, Jeff. Now you got 5 good wrestling seconds because you got the first 5 seconds off in your best week. Now go ahead.
So we got who you got results.
Okay.
So Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. Taker and Reigns won. So shout out to Weezy. Jay, that was a bad pick.
No, I picked that. I picked Undertaker Reigns. I put that on. I said, give me the Taker. I put that on everything I love.
Okay.
Let's go to the Taker.
You got. Okay.
I did because you was like, you're going to take my spot because then we go here.
Then you go here. Yeah. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin. Then you had Seth.
Yeah.
And I did a bad pick.
That's what the bad pick. I had it down wrong. You had the bad pick here. Yeah. Seth and Lacey won.
Yeah, for sure.
But then Brock cashed in the Money in the Bank, so technically Brock won. So nobody really won.
Okay, so I won even right there.
But then here, Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. Yeah, Kofi won that.
Damn.
So you 0 for 3.
No, I'm not. I won the Undertaker.
Yeah, everybody had Taker. Yeah. And so this week is the Raw reunion. I don't know why they're doing it. Well, I know why they're doing it. They need some ratings. But Stone Cold's back this week. Undertaker's back this week. Yeah. Bret Hart. Who else? Razor Ramon was back this week.
I like old school Raw.
Yeah, bring it back all. They need some. They need people to tune in.
What channel?
USA.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
Okay.
If you got time.
On Monday?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Well, check that out. My boy Razor Ramon, Chico.
Yeah, Chico's back.
Yeah, Chico's back.
Yeah, not that Chico, though. Not the
game. A different Chico.
What about Diesel?
Hell no, that Chico better not be in WWE.
Oh, that no.
In case you missed it. More than 50,000 former college athletes next month will begin collecting portions of a $208 million class action settlement paid by the NCAA in a case that challenges its cap on compensation. Now, 53,000 football players and Division I men's basketball players who competed between March 2017 and between March 2010 and March 2017 are eligible to receive compensation. The law firm states that payments will range between $5,000 and $7,500 for those who competed for those years, and checks will be starting to be distributed in late August. Big win for all former athletes. Pay attention to this because this is really happening. Like if you played between 2010 and 2017, you will get a check.
That's dope.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's really dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I think Coach Locke got a check.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's something. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's a big deal. Most definitely. Now, tweet us the questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
About that Full Sport Press podcast, and the revolution will be podcasted. Before we get started, the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios Award recipient for the listeners?
Yes, sir. This week's recipient is Floyd Money Mayweather.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
42-year-old Floyd Mayweather decided to take on critics of his extravagant lifestyle, including me and Jeff. We don't understand why Floyd does the things that he did. But anyway, he was on Instagram and flaunted just a fraction of his extreme wealth. Mayweather kicked off the video showing his diamond chains and diamond-encrusted Audemars Piguet Arnold Schwarzenegger watch.
Okay.
That retails right around $35,000, calling it a rose gold day.
Okay.
He then panned over to $1.8 million worth of $100 bills laid out on his table. His kitchen table, you put 1.8.
Okay.
Casually referred to the section containing $200,000 and $20 bills as wallpaper.
Okay.
Finally, he said, I heard you can get the biggest Chanel in the bag of the store if you want it. So this is the biggest bag in the world because I have it, gesturing the 2013 hula hoop bag that he purchased. The miniature costs right around $6,000.
Uh-huh.
His is an estimated $250,000 bag. Here's the thing. Floyd Mayweather is a man. The big hula hoop bag. So why are you purchasing a $250,000 Chanel
He's
bag?
bored, man.
Very bored.
He's bored. Like, he's got to be bored.
Man.
Must be nice. But
Oh,
he's,
you know,
he's
for sure.
bored.
But you line up $1.8 million on your kitchen table, and then you have $200,000 sitting in the corner in 20s and call it wallpaper. It's a different type of stunt, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's a different type of spending.
Yeah.
And you better hope
Yeah.
and pray that
Yeah.
he finds
Yeah.
another golden goose.
Yeah.
Because in turn,
Yeah.
he gonna be knocked out fighting like Martin. Real Martin.
Go take that last fight.
Take that last fight.
Because, but I fight Pacquiao now. Pacquiao still in shape. He's still out here
Man.
working.
Yeah.
You ain't fought nobody in 10 years.
Pacquiao said he's trying to buy an NBA team. Pacquiao gonna put him on the wall like Martin was. Martin's on the wall with the big ass head. That's funny. You guys ready to get started the first half? Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
Weezy, where can they find you at on social media, my brother?
FSP_Weezy. And I'm at How Weezy on Twitter.
Yes, you are.
He in his bag.
Yeah, Jeff, where you at with it?
J Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Sure, and I'm JAIHOV on Instagram and Twitter. Come pull up at Twitter, man. Let's talk about it. And FSP_cameraman on Instagram. Let's move right along.
Is at the bottom?
Yeah, nah, hell no. It ain't been there. It's been there one time. Has it ever been there? Hey, bro. Has it ever been there? Are you going to put it there?
You should probably pause it.
Yeah, that ain't going to be there.
Yeah.
We ain't going to hear that. Did you know that? None of this. Yeah, sure. Let's kick the first half off with some Madden talk. Happy Madden 2020 week. Well, if you pre-order, you can get it this week for sure.
Right.
All right.
Aggressive.
Actually, it's not that happy for a bunch of people from the NFL, and fans are a little miffed by how they were graded, which feels like a once-a-year tradition.
Yeah.
On Monday, after Madden trended on Twitter, everyone dissected the ratings and aired their grievances, Festivus style. It's my Seinfeld people know what the hell I'm talking about.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, for the rest of us, for sure. The 99 Club includes Bobby Wagner, DeAndre Hopkins, Khalil Mack, and Aaron Donald. We also learned along the way that Washington's quarterback, Josh Woodrum, was the lowest rated player alongside the long snappers. They do the long snappers wrong.
Yeah.
They got one job.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have kickers that are 75s, 85s. There's a long snapper out there that's a Pro Bowl.
At
every
least
year.
a 77 is a long.
Every year.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Philadelphia Eagles are the highest rated team, and the Miami Dolphins are rated the lowest. How do you feel about the ratings as a whole?
Well, I mean, they'll adjust by preseason week 2.
I hope so. Thank God for adjustments, because they had some really Keenan has top 10. Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do Keenan Allen any kind
Keenan
of way.
hot, man.
Yeah,
he was hot about that. Rightfully so.
You got Phillip Rivers is a 94.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great year
Aaron
last
Rodgers
year.
a 92 though.
Aaron Rodgers didn't have as good a year as Phillip Rivers.
Dude,
Phillip Rivers
Aaron Rodgers is better than Phillip Rivers, though.
okay,
For sure.
yeah. By week 3 it'll be adjusted, but
I hope
career-wise,
but you looking at Phillip Rivers last year, it made sense to me.
I don't like that.
Aaron Rodgers threw 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last year.
Yeah, he didn't play the whole season though.
Shit, though, Jeff. Come on, he's still 92 though.
We acting like 92 out of A.
But give me 92's an A, but he needs to be at least a 94.
Okay,
at least a 94. DeMarcus Lawrence being an 89.
Okay.
DeMarcus Lawrence is a top 5 defensive end. He just got paid an enormous amount of money from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's at least a top 5 player in that position.
Or
Him being
overpaid.
or
overpaid.
he can go.
I'm just messing with you.
I think Madden ratings, they look at like 1 year hit wonders. Like, they think, oh, he can't do that again.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stuff that factors into that when you really go to the ratings and see. Like, you're like, well, why does that factor into a defensive?
and last but not least, Taylor Lewan being an 81.
That's
dirty.
That's disrespectful.
That did my boy wrong.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. That's a Pro Bowler, right?
That is a Pro Bowler, one of the best O-line. Does he play left tackle now?
Yeah.
Come on,
man.
man.
That's disrespectful.
Don't do him like that.
Man, that's blindside for
Yeah.
real.
Nah.
You don't do them like that.
Madden will release on July 24th for people that want it early, and the global release scheduled for 8/1 for sure.
All right.
Let's
move on. Let's keep it in gaming.
Let's keep it.
Man, let's move on to the NBA 2K.
Okay.
It's Jay's world right
Yeah,
here.
it's for sure.
All right. So they also released their ratings this week.
Mm-hmm.
So who you guys think was number 1? Getting picks.
Yo, I
You
know.
gotta okay, well, never mind. We'll move on.
Number 1?
Number 1.
Kevin Durant.
That's a great guess right there. So this week they released the ratings, and 34-year-old LeBron James is the number 1 rated player on this year's 2K fresh out the gate. He beat out Kawhi Leonard, the Finals MVP, and MVP of the season, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You get the top slot. And Anthony Davis is also number 7. So Lakers got the number 1 and number 7 player. All right. 34 though.
Yeah.
94.
Me and Cam, shout out to Cam.
Yeah.
No, you listen, we was talking about this. Can you imagine how hard you have to work and be good for this long?
Yeah.
LeBron's never been rated lower than a 90.
That's crazy.
That's
16
nuts.
years?
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Animal,
That's
man.
longevity,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
That's a way to
For
do
that draft class and still be a 94.
Man, dog. But
Go ahead.
overall with 2K, it's the same game, man. It's the same game with some small improvements, which listen, I'm going to buy 2K until whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until it's over with.
Yeah.
But those small improvements, man, I need a total revamp of this and Madden. I need, because you know what they're doing? They're shadow boxing. They're fighting against themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're just improving small things. Oh, we ain't really gotta do too much. We just put some new people on here.
Yeah.
Maybe add a little bit to our franchise mode, and we'll move right along.
I
man.
think the online play is what makes 2K
Yeah.
probably the best sports game right now.
Yeah.
Because that was the pro-am,
Yeah,
the neighborhood,
Yeah, my
all that
career.
stuff,
Just the whole
all
my
that
career,
stuff
yeah.
right there. That's amazing stuff. So
Yeah.
the rookies also released their ratings as well.
Okay,
Shout out to my guy, the phenom,
for sure.
the number 1 pick, Zion Williamson. 81 out the
Yeah,
gate.
for sure. Yeah,
Out the gate.
out the gate. That's how you kick it off.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Only rookie with the John Wall received that same rating in 2011.
Okay.
So shout out to Zion.
Yeah, man.
Out the gate.
They're pretty spot on with their opening ratings.
Mhm.
Other than Nikola Jokic being a 90, very disrespectful to my guy.
I was
He
gonna
finished
talk-
the season as a 92 on the game.
Yeah.
He should at least be a 93 to start this season. Very disrespectful.
Yeah. Russ was a 90.
I mean, his worst year. And
Yeah.
he's 90.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm saying that's dope.
I was expecting to be real mad at Russ's rating when I got that. But 90, I can live with that.
You cool with that?
Yeah, the good thing about 2K, they do their updates pretty often. I
Yeah.
would say every other day they're doing updates. I need that job.
Yeah,
because
'cause,
all they're doing is updating shoes, which I would love to do.
Yeah, the
for a living,
colorways.
and ratings, man.
Yeah.
So NBA 2K arrives September the 2nd on all platforms for sure. Let's keep it in the NBA. Chris Paul was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Ooh.
A couple of weeks back, we talked about it. While some thought it was likely that Chris Paul would be out of the door before we recorded this podcast, it looks like he's going to be there a little longer. He might have to stay in OKC a little longer.
Yeah.
This is not surprising considering the fact that Chris Paul's owed right around $124 million over the next 3 years. Chances are that he starts the season in an OKC jersey. What does OKC gain from keeping Chris Paul?
Well, 2 things.
Okay.
Number 1, they get to have the veteran leadership of a pure point guard,
Oh, yeah.
who can run the offense. And then secondly, you get a teacher for their young. They're young,
Very young.
They're
Now.
very young at this point. And the craziest thing about it, they could make the playoffs.
They could.
That team is not. They didn't just gut. I mean, they gutted Paul George and Russ, of course. But when it comes down to like a team, they got some stuff back for Paul George, and they still got Steven Adams. Still got Robertson coming back off the injury, but lockdown defender.
Sure.
And Chris Paul is Chris Paul.
So you start the season with CP, probably Terrence Ferguson. Excuse me.
Gallinari.
No. Roberson, Gallinari, and Steven Adams. That's formidable. 9, maybe 8 seed.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
It's definitely close. Yeah.
The only thing is that I'm sure that they're going for a full rebuild, and you're stunting the growth of one of your great point guards that you traded for in SGA. You have Dennis Schroeder there. So guys like Gallinari and Steven Adams will both benefit playing with their pure point guard. And I think, with CP, he'll be very, very he needs this. I think CP actually needs this time to kind of revamp his reputation. Yeah, things of that nature. But I don't see him being there longer than December the 15th when the trades can happen of people that are signed.
Because that's 40% of the dang league.
Yeah.
Was not under that could then be moved because they just signed contracts in offseason, which is like, dang, I didn't even think about that.
But he needs to rebuild his image a little bit and also kind of find a way to rectify his problems that he has as a leader, as a cancer. And I think doing that on a small team, on a young team, would definitely help out.
Because one of these teams that we think is going to be great, one of these duos, one of these revamps,
somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, I didn't think about that, but somebody's going to underperform.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris Paul is sitting right there, and OKC's like, we can go get Chris Paul. And make it happen, work something out.
That contract is nasty.
Well, I mean, but everybody's all in. Every team is all in on this year.
For sure.
So it's like, why not go get him?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go to college football. Weezy's favorite sport.
Yeah, it's your coach.
I know why you gave it to him. That's why I hesitated. Come on. As soon as I saw this, I knew what this was about. But anyway, he took nearly 3 weeks to make his final decision. But dual threat quarterback Haynes King committed to Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher on Wednesday. All right, he's the top QB in ESPN 300 and number 19 prospect overall in the class of 2020. Shout out to Jimbo. His commitment is one of the biggest recruiting wins for Jimbo Fisher since he arrived at College Station.
That's true.
No, not mad at him.
Yeah.
We all know Jimbo can recruit.
Listen.
Haynes said Jimbo has a history of putting quarterbacks in the league. I get it. It makes total sense to me. Yeah.
Jimbo is doing his job. He's getting in-state recruits to commit to the current program that he's at. He did that all the time while he was at Florida State. Got some of the best recruits. One of the top 5 recruiting class, 8 years since he was there.
Until he gets disinterested. He's great. He's a great recruiter, great coach. But then he's gonna get mad and get disinterested, and then you're gonna see what happens.
Nah, I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But I think now you have your signal caller in the fold for the future, and you build around that. He'll have a top 5 class.
He just made him top 10 already.
Yeah,
just getting him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say a lot about Jimbo, but he is going to get you some players. Yeah. And I'm telling you, Jeff. And I'm just think about it. It's very parallel to Urban Meyer. Because Urban Meyer stayed 4 or 5 years, get a heart attack, stress, and leave and go to another place. What'd you just say? It's disinterested.
Yeah, it's what he does.
So I'm telling you, you're going to regret losing Jimbo Fisher.
Wait. Okay. Because
I cry about Urban Meyer at least once a year.
Let's talk about this narrative. I understand. Jimbo was a great coach. Okay. He didn't want to be there.
I get you.
You know what I mean? So that's different. Like at some point you got to say, all right, well, he don't want to be here. We got to let him go.
Oh, for sure. I get that.
You just got to let him go.
You got to let him go. But at the same time.
You got Willie Taggart.
Willie, dog.
Like, bro, you a Vanderbilt Commodore fan. You wish you was a Seminole.
I understand that. I understand that.
We just won a chip not too long ago. You wish you could say that.
Willie Taggart's on the hot seat.
Nah, next year.
You know that seat on fire though.
Next year. Now, if he come like he did last year, this year, he might not make it.
He had the first losing season in 42 years there.
You realize we only won 5 games the year before that, right? You see what I'm saying? Like people forget what Jimbo did the year before he left. People forget about that. Jimbo stunk up the place the year he left. The year he was leaving, he cleaned the cupboard, brought no recruits in, and nothing. Cleaned the cupboard.
Still had players there though. Y'all still could have won some games. Willie don't know what the hell he doing.
Willie don't
win. Francois is our
if he don't win 7 games this year, he in trouble.
Yeah, he got to win.
He got to win. No, that's no argument. That's 100% true. 100% true.
Before we get started with halftime, let's talk about Rich Paul, favorite here. Reveal Media. Everybody loves Rich Paul.
Everybody, huh? Everybody.
United,
Sean Watch boy.
yeah, shout out to Sean Watch. United Talent Agency, one of the leading representation firms in Hollywood, has joined with Rich Paul to create a sports division for the entertainment company. Paul, who represents LeBron James and 22 other NBA players under his Clutch Sports Group banner, was named the head of UTA Sports. Now, the alliance calls for Clutch, with Paul as the executive, to operate UTA's sports division while retaining its own brand. UTA represents several high-profile actors, including Angelina Jolie, Kevin Hart, Chris Pratt, and Tiffany Haddish, as well as companies such as Coca-Cola, General Motors, Delta Airlines. Is this a big deal for Clutch, or is this a big deal for Rich Paul?
This is a huge deal for everybody involved.
Plugged up. You hear me? He plugged up.
Hearing Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and that makes so much sense to me now. That has nothing to do with sports, but it's like, that's why her career went the way it did. It makes sense now.
Right.
Yeah, that's why it looks so much like Kevin Hart.
Exactly.
It makes sense now.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
This is a sign-in for UTA to actually fight against CAA. Because CAA has, Zion and all these. It's a huge company.
Right.
So they didn't have a sports division. Now they do. And rather than try to start something from scratch,
just bring them
you
in.
merge in with the hottest sports agency in the world. Now I think they have to transition to other sports. They got to get a couple of football players, a couple of basketball players, and you look at it, I think they can really make some noise.
You think Clutch can reach out to football like that? Think they can do that?
I think they can hire somebody else from one of these. You can poach one of these CAA guys and get you a football side so they can run that side. And then just let Rich Paul do what Rich Paul does, scam his way to where he's at now.
All they need is like one football player that's going to, say they got the boy from Clemson next year.
Trevor Lawrence.
He's going to be good regardless.
Yeah.
So they got one. You know what I'm saying? They start from there.
Rich Paul, the kingmaker.
Now, Rich Paul, first person as an agent to ever be on the front of Sports Illustrated. He started away. This is the thing I like about Rich Paul. Then there's a lot I don't like about Rich Paul. But,
I'm glad you said
for
it.
sure.
Go
But
ahead.
he started away with four clients in 2012. It was Eric Bledsoe, I think it was Corey Joseph, LeBron James, and Tristan Thompson. And to see now that he closed nearly $1 billion in contracts since he's owned that company, 290 this summer, he's doing what he's supposed to do at his job. Yeah. And you see where he started and see where he's at now, man. Yeah. So it's cool seeing a person of African American descent doing that. That's it.
Okay.
No,
I was wondering you going to
you
go down.
just added Anthony Davis and Draymond Green, who's going to be a free agent next year. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's going to get a bag.
Yeah, he might.
Somebody's going to overpay him.
Like Kuz just left his agent.
Yeah.
My
money's on Clutch.
So your whole starting five signed with Clutch. Come on, man. You got KCP, you got Bron, you got AD, and you're going to have Kuz.
Yeah. I can see Bron and Kuz's ear like, man, you might well go and join up.
Right.
We can get you some movies on TV. You're a Laker.
Yeah. No, that's cool. A good. The main thing, though, it's cool to see an African-American dude, man, making these moves like that. Yeah. At the same time, just want him to take care of all of his actual clients the right way. That's it.
Come on, Jay. Like, I'm pretty sure if we went through all the stats for a lot of these agents. He messed up 2. 4. Big time. But he also got KCP money that he never should have got.
For sure. LeBron leverage.
Yeah, of course.
J.R. Smith, LeBron leverage. Okay. But it's the leverage. Yeah. But you have to.
Tristan Thompson contract alone keeps. If I'm looking for an agent, I'm looking like, I got to go with that. He got Tristan Thompson $8 million. Nah. How did he do that?
But the only thing, I know why. Listen, I'm not knocking him. Only thing I'm saying is, I just want him to take care of his kids, man. Those guys, man, it's a lot of impressionable things, man, that's going on. And
he gambled with Nerlens. I know what you want to say. Yeah. He gambled with it. That was a bad gamble. But if you rewind the time and you think about it, that was right as the game was changing to where the center was being obsolete. Yeah. And at the time, the ceiling for Nerlens was a little bit bigger.
I got you. So for sure. Yeah. But he lives by a quote that makes the most sense in the world. Yeah. You never get what you deserve. You only get with the leverage you have to negotiate. That's what he's doing. So I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Rich Paul. Big signing. Yeah. Let's keep it going, Rich.
Clutch rules the world.
Yeah, it does. Let's start with halftime.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, we have another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Coach Brown's a former TSU tight end and the current defensive coordinator for Hillsborough High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Burrows. Coach Brown will give an insight on hot topics from a former player and a current coach's perspective. Let's see what Coach Brown has to say this week.
Good evening. I am Coach Brown, and welcome to Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Yes, I am live on location right now in Tampa, Florida, getting a little rest and relaxation before the school year starts back and the grind continues. So what we're talking about, we're going to talk about some things pertaining to NFL football. First and foremost, we have just found out that Tyreek Hill is not going to be suspended or is not going to receive any repercussions from the incident regarding child abuse with this child and the issues with the mother of the child. So what do you guys think about this? All right, there's been a lot of talk about the Madden football player ratings. Some players are very upset. They're trying to understand why their rating is what it is. I have a few questions, okay? Because I think we all still play Madden. It may be the only video game I still play in life. As bad as Eli Manning was last year, which he was pretty bad, but his offensive line was pretty sad as well. He's a 72 overall. It's like 5 backup quarterbacks that are better than him, and he's a starter. I don't get it. I don't understand. You guys talk to me. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with this words of wisdom. Hey, during the hustle and bustle of life, we always have to make time for ourselves. Self-preservation is key. Always give yourself time to be self-reflective and to just recharge. It's like your phone got to recharge every night. We have to recharge mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Hey, I am the coach, Coach Brown that is, Rue, and I'm gone.
And that is another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. The first thing he talked about, Tyreek Hill will be playing week 1 of the preseason and also week 1 of the regular season of the NFL. How you guys feel about that?
Yeah, cool.
I think it shows hope for people like Randy Gregory, a person like Josh Gordon next year.
Okay.
Not this year, but next year. Just to kind of see, that you get another chance. There went a lot of really big findings and a lot of actual things that they found as far as incriminating evidence for
he and that young lady both.
Mm-hmm.
That video where they recorded it make them look good.
Yeah, no, bless you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say about that. Their recording was just nasty.
Yeah, no, for sure, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. Yeah, Tyreek Hill. Do you think that Kansas City dropped the ball by staying close with Tyreek Hill, but also cutting the line with Kareem Hunt? Because you missed 7 games with Kareem Hunt. 6 or 7?
7.
No. 6.
I think Kareem Hunt 8. He missed 8 games.
Right.
Yeah, that was the middle of the run. Yeah, you're right.
8 games.
They got about it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's more.
Yeah.
I mean, but dude, he was the best running back on your team.
Yeah.
You can't replace that. Now he goes to the Browns.
Yeah.
They took a big chance, and it's gonna pay off for them because you get him when you need.
He's gonna come right when the team start playing well. Then you got that coming in. It's like, dang, all right,
keeping it in the NFL. Eli Manning, 72. I think that's about right.
That's about right for you.
That's about right. I mean, he had a bad year. O-line's trash, but damn, 72. A starting quarterback is 72. I wonder how much Jameis.
Jameis like a 75.
75?
70, because Mariota was a 79. Yeah, so Jameis was 77.
This is what I'm trying to tell you right now.
Yeah.
On mamas.
77.
Right.
On mamas.
Yeah.
Dude, Jameis Winston is better than Marcus Mariota. There's
we know
dude,
that.
Come on, man.
We don't.
79? 79?
He's 77.
Jameis is 77. Mariota's 79.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
70s. Dude, no. Give me Jameis Winston 10 times. Low maintenance. I get it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And he do a little bit more as far as mobility, but bro, give me Jameis all day.
Yeah.
All day. That's nuts.
Give Jameis the Titans running game.
Oh my God.
To lean on.
Man. And that defense.
You know what I'm saying?
No, more that defense.
More the
More the defense.
Yeah.
Coach Bryant ended things. Words of wisdom.
Yeah, shout out.
Self-preservation is key.
Yeah.
Recharge that battery, man. Yeah. Except unless you work for FSP, because there's no recharge. You get your recharge 6 days and we right back.
Yeah,
For sure. Ain't no recharge. Ain't no off days.
Ain't no off day.
No, for sure.
Nah,
No
off days
PTO.
here.
Yeah, for sure.
No
Well,
PTO.
yeah, unless you blessed with the little one.
Yeah.
You get out then. But other than that,
Yeah.
you break something,
Nah.
you can sit out a week.
Yeah, you
I got a week.
Yeah, you got.
I got a week.
Surprisingly, yeah, I didn't like that week. Yeah,
Most definitely. You guys ready to start second half?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the Failed Dynamic NBA Duo Show. Episode 280. 280, dog.
We
280.
getting up there.
20 away from 300.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I am J.O.
Boy, Big Joe.
I'm Weezy.
Weezy, for arguably the first time since the days of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, the best duo in NBA history. Arguably. Okay. The NBA will be without a true big three, air quotes. So goodbye to the big three era. Say hello to the duo era. However, for every NBA dynamic duo that has worked out, there's been several others that failed miserably. In some instances, the duos failed because the teams were caught in the buzzsaw of another franchise that was able to dominate with titles. In other instances, the teams failed because the duos just couldn't get along. The whole duo can't get along. Huh? Yeah. So whatever the reason, episode 280 of the podcast is here to discuss one reason or another why these dynamic duos weren't able to elevate their games to the fullest potential and win a championship. Okay. So the criteria: at least one bona fide MVP candidate, at least one top player in this tandem has won or was considered to be one of the top candidates to win the MVP award. Okay. So most of these cases, you're gonna be a top 2, top 3 MVP candidate or one MVP.
Gotcha.
Right. Let's kick it off, Jeff.
Whew. This one's close to home. Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning from the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, man.
Look, man. Larry was the first overall pick in 91. Zoe was the second overall pick in 92 behind Shaq.
Yep.
His expansion team got their first winning record, first playoff berth, but it didn't work out.
Nah, it didn't work out, man.
Not at all.
I thought it was long. I thought the run was longer than this. It was just 3 years. Dude. So your first year, you lead an expansion team to a playoff berth.
Yep.
Then you lose to the Boston. No, you beat Boston.
Yeah.
Buzzer beater.
Yep.
Zoe hands up at the free throws line. Then you make one more run, and then that's it. Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. Couldn't get along.
Larry Johnson was so good. Can you imagine if they would have stayed together and stuck with it? It wouldn't have been Jeff Van Gundy's situation where he's being dragged on the floor
with the fight
holding on to the leg of Alonzo Mourning, man. That's nuts, man. Mourning, he's the one that broke it off, though. He rejected a contract extension from the Hornets, and the team traded him to the Heat. So.
Yeah. And one season later.
It worked out for Zoe.
It worked out for Zoe for sure. It did not work out for Larry Johnson.
Nah.
He had a good run with the Knicks, though.
But Larry Johnson, let's just keep it a buck. He was on the verge of being a superstar.
He was. Grandmama was a superstar.
Yeah.
No, I'm just okay. Yeah, of course, Charlotte Larry Johnson was the most marketable, all that good stuff. Totally agree.
For sure.
But he had some decent moments as a Knick.
Shoot,
he had the 4-point play as a Knick. Yeah,
I used to score buckets and put that.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
The J instead of an S.
Yeah, he had to be. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, I should have did that myself.
That's fun. Dang, man. That's one though that I remember, and I was thinking like, man, if they would have stayed together and kind of patched things up, it would have helped out. But Larry Johnson being hurt, with that back injury, he could have put some of that pressure on Zoe, and it would have been a lot of pressure on him. He could have just rolled into the sunset, at least playing or contending for a championship. Yeah, sucks, man. I wonder if they're cool now. They speak. I doubt it.
Was it? We don't want to talk about why they broke up, right? We don't want to go into TMZ stuff.
We're not going to do TMZ stuff.
Right.
I heard it was
ugly.
Yeah, got ugly for sure. Let's move on to Penny Hardaway and Shaq. I think this is everybody's favorite breakup. The year after Shaq was drafted by Orlando, you bring in Penny Hardaway, and the belief I was looking at it is you think Shaq and Penny would be the second coming of Magic and Kareem. Yeah. And the first season came with a coaching change. You got Brian Hill in. And then you get your first playoff appearance. Yeah. Then the second season, you saw Shaq lead the NBA in scoring, and then the team lose to the Rockets in the finals. So, but the third season was the downfall with injuries from Shaq and Penny Hardaway being the best player, if not arguably the best point guard in the NBA that year. So they just couldn't. The teams it made it to the playoffs one more year, but lost.
Here's what gets glossed over about them.
Okay.
They beat Jordan
Yeah.
Like people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
They beat he came back. It was a short season.
Yeah.
No, they beat Jordan.
They beat Jordan.
Yeah, with the 45. Like they beat dude.
Whatever
like,
the argument is, they beat Michael Jordan.
They beat Mike.
Yeah.
So they robbed us from seeing the Bulls versus the Rockets because that would have been the final that year.
That's true.
But they beat Mike.
Yeah.
And came back and lost to the eventual champions, which were the Bulls the next year. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think? I think Shaq might regret this, letting his ego get that much to him.
Yeah.
Just as much this situation, just as much as he did the Kobe situation.
Now, let's keep it a buck now.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a buck. Let's have a dialogue about Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, no,
he's not a good teammate.
No, for sure.
He's egotistical.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
No, for sure. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
You have Penny Hardaway,
the
best point guard in the league. You say, nah,
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
You playing with Kobe Bryant. You win 3 championships. They're supposed to have 5, 6 championships.
Easy.
He leaves.
Yeah.
It's all ego related.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Kobe was part of that with them.
No, for sure.
I don't see Penny and Shaq. I can see Penny and Shaq having their differences. That's just human being stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Kobe probably pushed back at Shaq a little more than Penny did.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
But Shaq did the same thing twice.
Yep.
You don't do the same thing. All right, I learned from this first one. I ain't gonna mess this one up. He did the same thing twice.
He did it twice.
Yeah.
And then Kobe was, you're right, Jeff.
Yeah.
Kobe was like, man, I'm not trying to hear none of
And
that.
Kobe was coming into his own.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, for sure. But if you put that ego aside, maybe you stay in Orlando 2 or 3 more years. Maybe you get a championship. Then maybe you go to LA. Then you pack it home with Kobe. And then it's a situation where you have 6 rings.
Be the greatest ever.
Be the greatest.
Yeah, but he should have. He has 4 now, right?
He has 4. He should still have 5, 6 rings.
He definitely should have 5.
He should
because they
definitely
should have beat the
have 5.
Pistons.
They could easily win 4 or 5 in a row.
Easy.
Yeah. They had the league on lock.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, no, because this
This one made no sense to me at all, even when it happened. No lie.
Okay,
No
okay.
lie. So this is Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
All right. So Carmelo was a top 10 scorer, and when they made the trade, Iverson had already been the league MVP and led the league in scoring 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
They played together 2 seasons, and it didn't really work out.
First season was fine.
They won 1 game in the playoffs, the first season, and got what we call this, a gentleman's sweep. by the
Gentleman's
Spurs.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then came back the next year and got swept by the Lakers.
Yeah.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Looked great in the Slayer magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pictures look good in pictures, for sure.
The Denver Nuggets questions that he had, well, those are nice. I had those. I had both pair of those.
Yeah. Nah. I don't know why you still buying AIs. Now, you and Ice are the only people that buy
You didn't have the
AIs.
Denver Nuggets?
I haven't owned a pair of Allen Iverson shoes in my life. No, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hillsboro freshman year, I bought a pair of the answers, questions, whatever the hell.
The first shoe?
Yeah, the first
question.
shoe. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
those.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. That's it though.
Yeah.
That's over with. I think if they would have caught Allen Iverson a little earlier in his career, it would have been a little bit more promising.
Yeah.
But he was on that decline.
He was fed up with everything.
Yeah,
at that
for
point.
sure.
AI had some demons going on.
Yeah.
And if you really go back and relive that last year with the Sixers, that time in Denver, then that Pistons year, my boy was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't care about basketball.
Yeah, Mama Iverson talking about, don't talk to me about that. You need to talk to Tawana about that.
All that.
It was
A lot of that.
Out of the house. It was a bunch.
Yeah.
So he had a lot going on.
That's my guy, though.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be more of a James Harden, Russell Westbrook type of scenario that we're looking at. I think this is going to fall more into that duo because you're seeing one person still going up. Like you can see that James Harden's still in his prime. Russ is on the decline.
Well, they're both the same. The age difference. No, what I'm saying, the age difference.
Is Russ on decline?
Is Russ on the decline? Russ had a bad year. This would hear me out.
No,
this would determine if it's a decline
Yeah,
this
for
year.
sure.
This year, because he had a bad year shooting last
No,
year.
I don't think that. Here's the thing. I think all I'm saying when I say decline,
Yeah.
the definition of decline is we've seen the best of somebody. That's all.
Yeah.
I think
hear
we've
you.
seen the best of Russell Westbrook. And I think when we talked about him running for these triple doubles over the last 2 years, Jeff, we both sat in the same studio and said, this is going to age him more than needed.
I agree with that.
And I think that's what
agree with
happened.
And he plays a more high impact game than
yeah.
James does too.
Yeah.
Like AI played a more high impact game than Carmelo did.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I was
for
just
sure.
saying the age difference.
The age difference is they're closer. They're way closer in age. Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to James Harden and Dwight Howard. James Harden was a valuable reserve for the OKC Thunder before becoming the top man with the Houston Rockets. And 1 year after Harden arrived in Houston, the Rockets signed Dwight, believing that this would be one of the top big man, wingman duos in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as with many star guard center tandems, shots and notoriety become points of contention between the two.
Okay.
Howard was upset with touches. Now, that's what I didn't understand. Because Dwight Howard never got touches.
Yeah.
He was a person, you didn't run no place with no damn Dwight Howard.
Right.
He went no moves.
Dude, you pick and roll and he get
Throw it
his
up
off.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch the rebound.
Yeah. But then when he gets into a point playing with James Harden, he wants touches. Dude, no. Why don't you just play your game, dude, and let him go? This is James Harden in he was becoming himself.
Yeah.
But now granted, I think James Harden is a complete ball hog. But Dwight Howard, you can't come to this situation and say, I want touches. Nah, man, just play your role.
I'll say one thing about James Harden, and I'll let you go. We just want to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
James Harden can never say Houston didn't try to give him a chip. They have done everything in their power to try to sign people. They tried to get every free agent they could get. They made trades to get everybody.
Dude, Daryl Morey makes moves.
Yeah, so he can never say that they front office didn't try to get him no help.
That's 100% fair.
My goodness.
Yeah, but you look at it, the teams, 3 seasons together, they were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round twice. So, man, I mean, Howard will move on
Now,
2016.
They did come back with 3-1 against your mans.
Against
The Clippers.
Against CP.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
That's when CP.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin.
2015. Yeah.
That's where he didn't like nobody on the team. Nobody liked him. So he just played by himself.
Come back, Game 6.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest highlight they have. That team.
As a tandem. Yeah. That's when I thought that was gonna work.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna work.
Yeah. It should have worked.
It didn't though.
No.
It didn't.
I didn't think it was gonna work.
Really?
Like you said, that's when James Harden was like, you know what? I'm trying to get a bucket.
Yeah. He had just started that bucket binge.
I'm all about a bucket right now.
Bucket bench.
But Jeff said a word. Dude, Houston has gave him plenty of opportunities to be good.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, let's move on. And this one was one I forgot about.
Yeah.
Jerry Stackhouse and Grant Hill. So this is way back in 98.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pistons had just drafted Grant Hill. They went 37-45.
Mm-hmm. Thought
they had the next Jordan.
Yeah.
Jerry Stackhouse was in Philly. AI took his team from him.
Right.
He had to get up out of there.
Yeah.
And he went to the Pistons with Grant Hill. It turns out it didn't work. They went 29-21 in the short season, lost in the first round of the playoffs, 42-40 in the next season. Hill went to Orlando, and Detroit got left with Jerry Stackhouse.
And they had a decent team too, man. This was supposed to be Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be that, man. Yeah. And I think the thing is with them, I think that they tried to just put it around them two, and they needed one more. They needed a big.
Yeah.
They didn't have a big. Yeah. This was Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Listen, man. When Grant Hill was Grant Hill,
he
was the best player in the NBA, dog.
Special.
Not named Michael Jordan. Like, it's not even close.
And on this list, these two right here are the two good guys.
Like, I see what you said. There was no villain in this one.
Nah, these two good guys. They got along. They just, I don't know what happened.
It just didn't work.
It was just, and they had decent players. They needed, they needed one more player, maybe a savvy vet, maybe a point guard that can get everybody the ball, or a big. Point guard was Lindsey Hunter.
I saw it in their face. I could think his name, Lindsey Hunter.
Yeah, a little bit of Joe D. It was nasty.
Joe D was still hanging around.
Joe D still out there sweating. Stack. You can tell that Grant Hill's one of the nice guys in the NBA. He's arguing with a soul.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily, like Weezy said, a problem between the two.
Yeah.
I think it just didn't work out.
They both had feelers on.
They both were playing in feelers.
Yeah.
So you were selling the same colorway twice. Two different shoes. They both was wearing feelers.
Yep.
Forgot about that. Let's move right along to Stephon Marbury and KG. Show being the kid. Show being the kid. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I will stand by my thought that I think Stephon Marbury is the biggest egotistical person on this list.
Ooh.
Like, I don't think there's anybody that's more delusional as a basketball player than Stephon Marbury.
Stuff like that.
Now, granted, Stephon Marbury career 20 and what?
He was 28, 9.
Something like that. Yeah. For 10 straight years, he averaged right around 20 and 9.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. To not realize that playing with Kevin Garnett was the best thing for your career long term.
Okay.
Something upstairs just ain't going.
Yeah.
All the cookies ain't going through. They still soft bake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why he left KG. It was insane, dog.
It just didn't work.
But it wasn't really a lot of arguments.
And you know
other
what?
than KG.
He still don't think that to this day.
No. Oh no, they ask him about it.
He still don't think that.
He don't see it. And KG sees it like, man, I wish that would have worked.
Yeah.
But they say KG is really hard on everybody.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Rondo
at
has
that
said
time-
it. Rondo said he treated him a certain kind of way. And, Sam Cassell is Sam Cassell.
But at this time, though, he wasn't really like that. He was still trying to find his footing in the league.
Yeah.
He wasn't really hard on people like that. He just probably wanted Steph to play every night. And I can see Steph going out in Minnesota, having some long nights and showing up.
For sure.
Yeah. Showing
Late
up.
for practice.
Yeah,
maybe.
not for sure. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And KG was one of those players that'll be on your back. And I think Steph really wanted in his mind to be the leader of a team like he saw AI doing. He always slick wanted to be AI.
Yeah, I can
He
see
always
that.
wanted
The
to
comparison
lead.
was always there.
So
Yeah.
he wanted a team
similar games. My bad.
Very
Yeah.
similar. No,
Yeah.
he wanted teams to build around him like how teams build around AI.
Yeah.
And Stephon wasn't no motherfucking AI.
Nah.
That's just that.
And really, he was better off than AI. He didn't need. He was better off.
Yeah, with KG.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
He looked at AI, but you really didn't want. You didn't really want that situation in Philadelphia by
You
yourself.
didn't want to go out there with Eric Stone, Eric McGee every night. That's what you didn't want to do. That's what you didn't want to do every
I'm telling
night.
you again, that's one of the greatest feats in NBA history. Is that AI led that team with all defensive players to a finals appearance.
Yeah.
That is a huge accomplishment. But this is I think this is the biggest fail on the list.
It was only 2 years.
It was only
It
2
was
years.
only 2 years. Steph forced his way out of there after 2 years.
Too hard.
And that slam
in the
cover-
middle of the
Yeah.
season too.
I know.
Sure
It's
was.
crazy, man.
That's nuts, man.
All right, let's move on. Man, this one's
It's a monster right here.
Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. They were one bad call away. And one hip check in against the
Yeah,
Nash
sure.
from this. They're not making this list. They
They're
win
not
the chip that year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least going to the finals.
Yeah,
At least
they
going.
definitely beat the Spurs. and
Right.
they- but
I think that's the only reason on this list.
Yeah, because of that.
it was conference finals 3 times. Never got to the finals. Eliminated by the Spurs all 3 times in 4 years in 2009. And for some reason, they went and picked up Shaq when he left the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Still that didn't help. The Nash got his 2 MVPs during this time.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amari was the best. We had never seen that kind of power.
No, for sure.
It was Sean Kemp with game.
Yep. And then he had that microfracture surgery.
Yeah.
And then he tried to. People don't realize, man. Some of those, especially, they don't even have those surgeries anymore. They just call it ACL tear.
Yeah.
Dude, he never really bounced back. No. Then he had back problems and he signed with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And then he had one good year in New York.
Yeah.
But that's where LeBron, he was supposed to go and play with Miami.
Right.
But they decided to go with Chris Bosh because Amari was a little bit more volatile. And they know he wouldn't have been able to play his role.
Think about it, he punched the fire extinguisher thing after the
Amari
game.
is a different dude, man.
Still is.
And missed the playoff game. He got the punch in the thing.
But this was the start of Mike D'Antoni underachieving, playing with coaching Nash and Amari. And then I don't know why Steve Kerr made that trade because he was a GM for the Suns at the time for Shaq. That wasn't a good piece because he's slowing everything down.
Yeah. He thought Shaq was gonna be dominant.
Yeah, but I mean he was on the decline
for sure.
But they just felt like they needed that big man.
They needed a big.
Yeah.
And this one, Amari was killing Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He was killing Tim Duncan.
Sure. Nah, he was a beast, man.
Yeah.
Amari was a beast.
Yeah.
We don't talk about him enough, actually.
Yeah, because it didn't achieve what we thought because of the injury.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to get back in the league now.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
He trying to play right now.
Yeah, him and Monte.
Yeah, him and Monte Ellis.
Yeah.
We'll never see either one of them playing in the NBA. Big Three?
Yeah. He looked good in Big Three.
Is Monte in the Big Three?
No.
Monte. Talking about loose cannon. He might be able to stop stuff on my
No, ain't that bad.
No. Stephon Marbury was eating Vaseline.
Sure was. Yeah, he Vaseline.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nothing like it. Dude.
He was before he went to China, he had some fun.
Yeah. Let's move right along to the.
I shouldn't have said that on the.
Right.
I need to edit that for real.
No, that was a known story, bro.
It's known story, Vaseline.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Tracy McGrady part of the show.
Oh, man.
Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady, T-Mac and Vince Sanity, distant cousins.
Yeah.
2 of them were the top players during their careers, but only 2 years in Toronto together.
I didn't know
McGrady
that.
Yeah.
spent most of the time on the bench because he was a young fella. He was just
18,
17, 18.
18,
Yeah. So Toronto being an expansion team hadn't learned how to win consistently.
Yeah.
So you put those two together, and T-Mac on the ascend.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, man? I love playing here with my cousin,
Yeah.
but I want to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be mad at this breakup. But if they stay together,
Because it keeps Vince at at the top Vince
oh yeah,
a little bit longer.
yeah.
Because he doesn't have to be the scorer. He
Exactly.
doesn't, you know.
A lot of these duos could have stayed together, and the longevity of a superstar career would have been longer if they would stay together with these duos. Just like duos that stay together, they look a little bit better.
Yeah, but then you got to think about, does he not go to New Jersey where he gets to be?
Yeah, he still
go to chip.
He gets to go there.
Like not win a chip, because
Yeah, he still gets to go there.
J Kidd.
Yeah, he still gets to go there. I just think that T-Mac was unhappy with his. He wanted to be the man.
Just young, like you said, young.
Yeah.
Didn't really know no better.
And he goes to Orlando. He's the man.
He's the
but
man.
it's a lot of stress. Then the next year they trade for Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Grant Hill's injured, so
Yeah.
it's tough, man.
Yeah.
T-Mac has had some bad breaks.
He had bad breaks up until the end of his career. Because you think about it, the last year with the Spurs was the Ray Allen shot.
Yeah,
So he
he
tried to
didn't
sit on
get
the
that.
bench to even
Yeah,
get the
to get
chip
a
that
ring-
year.
ring chase.
And then
Yeah.
Ray Allen hit the shot in the corner. He only win the ring that year.
I was saying more about failed teammates being injured because the next person we're talking about. Yeah.
This is the T-Mac portion of the show.
Yeah.
All right. So Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming with Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
And this was 5. I forgot this was 5.
5 years, man.
Yeah. All right. So Yao was one of the 3 best centers in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And T-Mac was one of the best players all around.
I would say top 5.
Top 5
in his
that
position,
area.
for sure.
Yeah. So should have worked. They won over 50 games 4 times. And the only time they made out the first round was in 2009. And Trace McGrady went down with an injury. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Both of them was injury prone, but Yao was so good, man.
Dude, when Yao was in his bag,
Yeah.
bag Yao,
But normally means he was playing against Shaq. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, he was-
Bag Yao normally
Bag
means he
Yao,
was playing against Shaq.
for sure.
Yeah.
man, Yao in his bag,
Yeah.
unguardable.
Yeah, yeah.
7'5", 7'6",
That footwork.
left, right hand,
Yeah.
footwork,
Yeah.
crazy, could shoot. He was the first big man that I seen step out on a pick and pop and shoot, like jump shots.
Yeah.
Like flat footed. Like he was a
Good
dog.
form.
Good
Yeah,
form.
yeah.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
And I think again, injuries.
Yeah.
Like if Yao was in his prime or just not injured, dude, I think they play for a championship, especially out of the West. A couple of those years, they would have got past Phoenix a couple of times, and I
They would
think
have had to beat the Spurs.
I think they can do it because
That was bad
but you
Duncan.
couldn't guard-
That was
yeah.
bad Duncan.
You couldn't guard Yao, though.
you
Nobody
couldn't
could guard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they had some good pieces around them too.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to remember Katina Mobley.
Yeah, for sure. It was a couple of
Yeah,
small
yeah,
pieces
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was them two, and they were gonna go. You can go ahead and put 55, 60
Yeah, on the move
between the both of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Definitely T-Mac. T-Mac getting his bag. You won. Because how you gonna guard T-Mac?
How did he
Let's be
gonna guard
real.
him? Nah, for real.
It's be at that time and when
He's
he
unguardable.
Yeah, he was gonna do what he had to do.
I
He
hate
was
that
on-
for Yao, too.
Yeah, I hate it more for T-Mac though because he got a bad draw in Orlando,
Yeah.
then he got a bad draw in Houston.
Yeah,
First time with Grant Hill, second time with Yao.
yeah,
Big boy injuries.
big boy.
Yeah, with duos. Because that's a duo we didn't get to talk about, Grant Hill and
T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's it. That was so bad. And Grant didn't even get to play.
Mm-mm.
Man. Whew.
We didn't talk about Grant. We talking about Penny and Stephon.
You want to talk about done? Man. Oh, we'll talk about those in a few. Last but not least,
Of course.
Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Now, the 8 seasons that KD and Russ played together in OKC produced 5 scoring titles, 6 trips to the playoffs, and 1 failed trip to the NBA Finals. However, both players were so good that whenever one was down with an injury, the other one could carry the team by himself.
Yeah.
But the team was just never good enough to become champions.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. We don't talk about the time when Russ goes down and KD just steps in. He's looking like, man, I carried this team this far. I think I could do this by myself or go somewhere else and be a number one.
Yeah.
And he didn't leave to be a number one, but he left to be
He sure did.
Champion.
a champion.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
He did. Now, he
Yeah.
did do that.
For years, the Thunder would get into the playoffs, except for 2013 and 2016. Each time the Thunder were eliminated from the playoffs, were beaten by the eventual champion. Each time, man.
Yep.
This is one of those things where it's just them two staying together. I think they win a championship. Not even counting Harden, Serge, all of those players.
Just picture
Reggie Jackson.
the
was
next
back.
year after that that debacle against Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Just picture them going back and playing Golden State again.
Yeah.
If KD don't leave. I know he left for whatever reason he left for,
Mm-hmm.
but just picture them coming back with that chip on their shoulder. And that's MVP Russ. Like, it's MVP Russ and KD being who he is.
Yep.
Picture them going back and playing against Golden State that next year.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
Yeah. This is the biggest disappointment on the list.
I hate it happen.
Yeah.
I hate it happen.
Because KD had a scapegoat built in. Because whenever something went wrong, it was Russ's fault.
Yep.
We all knew that. You know what I mean? Russ shot too much or didn't shoot enough or made the wrong pass or didn't play deep. Whatever happened, it was Russ's fault. So KD had a built-in scapegoat.
Yep.
And KD was one of the best players, if not the best player in the world at any given time, depending on where LeBron was at.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? So,
No question.
I don't know, man. It's just,
This is the definition of a failed duo.
yeah.
Like if you look at it, you never win a championship. You play in one, injuries, and then at the end of it, it's turmoil because you leave because for whatever the reason it is, you're leaving for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is to these guys. Like we heard Kobe and Shaq saying, "You know what, man? I regret this. We should have stayed together."
Yeah.
When the end of these guys, it's like I said, that's Russ Westbrook and KD.
Oh, that 30 for 30 is
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a
Oh, it's gonna take-
two-part show.
Yeah. It's gonna take 5 to 10 years because now you see Shaq like, man, I wish we'd have stayed together.
Yeah.
Because if we'd have stayed together, we'd have got 6 championships.
Yeah.
Easy. Like it takes time to kind of reflect and
get out-
see it.
get out
Yeah,
your
like
way.
damn.
Yeah.
Like we would have did this, we would have did it the right way. Yeah, egos, man. Egos getting away a lot of these.
Yeah.
Like out of these 10, I think 6 of them were egos.
Yeah,
Like,
only one that won Eagles was Steph and Grant Hill and
and Yao.
Yeah, I would Trace McGrady. That was an injury.
And T-Mac.
T-Mac
T-Mac is that's ego with him and
Yeah,
Vince.
yeah, him and
He
Vince.
wanted to do his own thing.
Steve Nash and Amari wasn't ego.
Nah.
Yeah, that-
was
Nah, this time.
Yeah,
This
but the
time.
rest of them,
Yeah,
you
ego
got-
related.
Whew.
Yeah, for sure.
Harden and Dwight Howard. Whew.
Come on, man. They still don't talk to this day.
AI and Miller, I would not have wanted to be in the same
Ooh.
locker room with AI during that time.
Ooh.
Just would not.
It's just a dark place.
He was in a bad
Very
place,
dark
man.
place. Let us know what we missed, man, on some of these. I know we mentioned a couple. What's the guys? Grant Hill, T-Mac playing in Orlando.
Yeah. Couple from my childhood. We missed
Yeah.
Sean Kemp, Gary Payton.
But see, that's the thing, because I was thinking Karl Malone too. And
Yeah.
here's the thing, they ran into Mike. Anybody in that Mike era,
Yeah.
it's an asterisk.
him a
by it.
pass.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna shoot you some bail. Like
Okay.
Patrick Ewing, Mike ruined his career. Charles Barkley ruined his career.
Yeah, but
All
Barkley
of
never
them.
had the. Let's just say Barkley, KJ.
Kevin Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a bunch, but it's only we can't be on here. For,
All right, it's on
for
the hour
20.
show.
Yeah, no, I'm just. Yeah, we just.
we just can't be on here with 20 different lists for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Kick it.
All right. So Weezy, our new segment on the show is how did you fall in love with sports?
For sure.
All right. So you said you want to do yours this week.
I got you.
All right, man. How did you fall in love with sports?
I fell in love with sports. Well, it's a lot of moments where I fell in love with sports. But I grew up playing baseball.
Okay.
So around about that 98, 97 home run race between King Griffith Jr., Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire.
Yeah.
I was come home every night. Daddy, damn, he hit another home run. And every night somebody hit another home run. That's when I probably fell in love. Like, man, I should have kept playing baseball.
You should have stuck with
For sure.
baseball for sure.
But
Sounded
that's
fair.
one of the biggest moments I can think of with sports. Made me like kind of tune in a lot.
And you forget King Griffith was a part of that race.
Yeah.
I
for sure.
forget all about that. Yeah.
Them boys
But he
is-
was clean though.
He was clean. Yeah.
King
Yeah.
was clean.
Yeah. Well,
Them boys is like
I hope
60
so.
home runs. They was hitting home runs every night. Dog.
yeah. It was cutting in the other games.
Yeah.
Showing them at the
For
plate.
At the plate.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
one.
it's dope. So
Sure.
please, again, like I said, write into the show, DM us, whatever. We want to figure out what our listeners how did you fall in love with sports? What brought you to this stuff everybody want to talk about every week in sports and argue about?
Bring up the rear tomorrow. I said tomorrow, next week.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Cameraman, how are we doing with time, dog? Yeah. That was a good show, man. I had a good time doing
It's
this.
fun time.
I think we're NBA out. I know Weezy is. I think we go right into the NFL
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Top 7.
Yeah, I think we start with the quarterbacks and running backs.
All right.
NFL top 7, man.
Let's do it.
It's tricky, man. Send them in, most definitely. Ready to go, cameraman? All right, well, let's go. We're going anyway. Send us some questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Weezy,
Everything paid for, baby.
Jeff,
Camera's always on, brother.
cameraman, the revolution will be podcasted. We are out.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.